1, go.
This is a worthy sequel to the old classics of F-Zero and Wipeout. Hi, I'm Tom, and this is Redout, an extremely high-octane futuristic racing game that was on the number 4 spot on my Game of the Year list this year, so you know it's gonna be good. Also, it being a follow-up to the old classics, you know it's gonna be fast. Reaction time is not gonna be on your side, and neither are the other racers, so buckle up and prepare for a fast ride. And let me just start off by saying that the game looks absolutely amazing and runs as smooth as a game can run on max settings. No frame drops and high frame rates at all times for me, so no worries if you have a lower end PC. But if you've watched some of my videos, you know that is not how I do things. This game has VR support and I can't be happier because of it. And if you thought the game was already hard on the eyes on a normal screen, well then you have another thing coming. Because I use my Vive, but you can also use the Oculus Rift and the OS VR if you have one. But when you put this thing on, it becomes a whole different experience. The speed you already thought was high becomes doubled. But it doesn't compromise the fun, and you will learn to adapt fast. The frame rate does take a big hit, but I'll recommend lowering the settings and turning the portal effects all the way down, to still get a 90 FPS that makes your experience ever so great. Okay, enough with the VR, but on to the actual game. It is of course a racing game, and a little unforgiving at times. The person who's in the back doesn't get a speed boost out of nowhere just for being in last place. And if you hit the borders too hard and too often, your ship will explode. And if you recklessly take a ramp and boost while doing so, you will fly out of the map without doubt. No force blocks for you. This is how it is supposed to be, and I love how the developers stuck to the way the old games worked and built upon it. This game will not hold your hand, and you have to put time and effort in to actually become better. Anticipate the corners coming up and adjust yourself to it. Redout has a different way of handling controls as well. Instead of only going to the left and right, you also have to adjust your pitch. Like here, I do a loop, but when I don't adjust my pitch, my ship will grind over the floor, lose speed as well as health. This is also useful when you have sharp corners, where you need to adjust your pitch to not crash into a wall. On a completely unrelated note, the ship design, as you can see, is absolutely awesome. There are 6 ship manufacturers and each ship has 4 tiers, each one with more health, boost, grip and of course speed. Also the appearance becomes more bulky and tough looking to reflect your badassness. The ships also have upgrades, but not a lot, just some stat improvements that will make them even better. And to do those upgrades you will need money, and of course you can get that in 2 ways. One, by just winning races, obviously, and 2, by completing contracts. And contracts are a pretty smart way to make you play and earn different type of ships and get you out of your comfort zone. After so many races you will get a pop-up of a team that wants something from you, and this can be a certain type of money, and if you win a couple of races for them, you will get more money back, but you can't lose in the meantime or your money will be gone. Or some contracts force you to race with a certain type of ship or power-up you haven't unlocked yet. And if you win that race or races, you will unlock that ship or power-up for free, instead of spending your money on it. As buying a new ship can be often a bit risky, as your money is not refundable and the ship cost is quite high. And now come the negatives, and it's only 2 major ones for as far as I can see. The first one being that I like the weapons you had in Wipeout, but the ones in this game just feel kind of unnecessary. Now, I do know that these are not actually the same developer and that this game is more of a tribute to the old classics than a sequel, but there could have been more interesting ones, or deadly ones. The power-ups have been swapped for abilities and perks, and those only increase the stats of your ship and make you go faster or repair yourself. So it just doesn't quite do it for me. The second big negative is that the online multiplayer is pretty much dead. As sad as it seems, this is not a big problem, seeing that the racing against the AI is challenging enough. And it sure is less salty when you lose. Just reset the game and go again. But it is still really annoying that the game lacks the people you need to race online. It does make a large part of the game unplayable. Redout is a great racing game that doesn't hold your hand while you go in first place across the finish line. It challenges you and does a pretty damn good job at it. The graphics and style of the game are absolutely awesome as the game runs smooth on almost all rigs. Even with VR support, this game knocks it out of the park. Only the weapons and the multiplayer hold it back from being the best futuristic race game out there. And sadly, those are some pretty big points. But have you seen the Wipeout Omega collection? I mean, have you seen that shit? That shit is the fucking future, kids. Hell yeah, I'm going to buy that. Are you kidding me? But back to Redout. Nonetheless, I can say for now that Redout is worth the money.